Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm Riani. And today, I'm so excited to review 10 articles that I have read in this semester. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, here I'm gonna tell you the first article. So, the first article entitled Parasocial Romantic Relationships, Romantic Beliefs, and Relationship Outcomes in USA Adolescents, Rehearsing Love or Setting Oneself Up to Fail by Riva, Tukachinsky, and Sybilla and Dorros. So, the purpose on the first article is to examine the association between adolescents' emotional and psychological aspects of parasocial romantic relationships with media figures, idealized romantic beliefs, perceptions, current dating partner, and relationship satisfaction. And the results of this article is based on who participated in the study had improved in addition to age, sex, and ethnicity. The current study controlled for parental marital status and relationship status and experience. Participants were asked to indicate whether their parents were married to each other or not, whether they are currently involved in a romantic relationship, and if they ever had a formal boyfriend or girlfriend. And the last one is the findings of this article is the current study examined only relational outcomes and a single mediator. Future studies could consider additional German to understanding effect of CL, commitment and perceived rewards. Finally, future studies will benefit from including ad control or moderating variables. Most important, that would include amount of media exposure and the length of the respondents' current romantic relationships should be considered. Thus, two distinct PSRR experiences rehearse different romantic scripts and can therefore result in different outcomes. Thus, further investigation of the details of the adolescents' fantasies about their beloved media figures can further illuminate the ways in which PSRRIs produce various scripts that affect subsequent relationships. And then for the second article is, the second article is Authentic Love and the Mother-Child Relationship by Catrin Gibson. So the purpose of this article is to examine a form of love that exists prior to our insertion into patriarchy, the love between mothers and their young infants. The author was argued that love between mother and child is authentic by Sartre's own lights. And then the result is obtained by the author can answer the questions that at this young age, the infant has yet to acquire a personal, historical, social self, which the author argue arises through her relationship with the mother. Originally, mother and child exist in an ambiguous union, which is where the potential for authentic love lies. The child is not simply an adult consciousness in a smaller body, but its own positive phenomenon. This is not recognized in Sartre's early philosophy. He keeps a strict duality of two polar opposites, being for itself and being in itself, which admit of no intermediate phenomena, where Sartre goes write about notebooks, he writes as if the infant is a fully formed, independent self from birth. The parent-child relationship does violence to the child. By issuing commands, the parent does not respect the child's freedom to choose his own ends. And the third article is criteria for love and relationship addiction, distinguishing love addiction from other substance and behavioral addiction by Alex Redcay and Christina Simonetti. Okay, the purpose of this article is to clarify the distinction between mature love, non-addictive, being in love, periodically addictive or non-addictive, and love addiction, addictive. So the result is that love can be considered an impulsive activity but involved as a commitment device. And then the finding is this article examine the brain's reward system, neurocircuitry, biochemistry, and genetics when one in love, as well as how this relates to addiction and how it differs from addiction. To differentiate love addiction from other chemical and behavioral addiction, criteria were devised. 4 aspects were presented as criteria for love addiction. Number 1 is impaired control. Number 2, life impairment. Number 3, disrespect for the partner's conduct. And number 4, avoidance or reduction of undesired or intolerable feelings. The author expects that these criteria will be evaluated, analyzed, questioned, and developed by addiction practitioners and specialists. And the number 4 is a behavioral system approach to romantic love relationship, including attachment, caregiving, and sex by Mario Mikulincer and Phillip. And then this is the purpose of this article is to alleviate the suffering of others, protect them from danger, and promote their healthy growth and development. The caregiving system is activated by 2 major events. First, recognize that another person is in danger, stressed, or uncomfortable, and is either openly asking assistance or will plainly benefit from it. And the second, recognizing that another person has an opportunity to attain key goals and either needs assistance in doing so or appears eager to talk about it or receive affirmation for making an effort. In any scenario, successful caring entails what is known as empathetic concern, taking the other person's perspective in order to assist him or her in reducing pain or pursuing progress. And the result is human newborns' connection to and affection for their careers. It also extremely significant to romantic love and adult couple relationships. And the finding is hyperactification of the sexual system includes effortful, mentally preoccupying, sometimes intrusive, and sometimes coercive attempts to persuade a partner to have sex or to acknowledge one's own sexual value. All of the findings reviewed so far illustrate various ways in which individual differences in attachment system functioning can affect other behavioral systems. And then article number 5 is the study of relationship between attachment styles and obsessive love style by Bahareh, Honari, and Ali Akbar Saremi. Not Saremi, but Saremi. Okay. So the purpose of this article is for examining the association between university students' attachment types and obsessive love style. And the result is various studies assessment saw the effects of attachment style on various files of individual life. Also, this study examined attachment styles with obsessive love style. The obtained results indicate that there is a significant relationship between those 2 variables, so that one can have an effort an effect on the other. Statistical tests have shown this effect, so that the study question and the attachment style have an effect on love style, or answer more secure attachment style. The discovery that ambivalent attachment type was most significantly connected with obsessive love style. The presence of a stable attachment style in life, followed by more favorable interpersonal relationship, can have a direct impact on psychological health and life quality. And thus, we will have healthier society and people and interactions. And then the finding is reveal a significant relationship between ambivalent insecure attachment and obsessive love style, implying that the attachment style can be used to predict obsessive love style. However, there is no significant relationship between secure attachment style and avoidant insecure attachment style and obsessive love style or mania. According to attachment theory, the effective inner patterns that the individual learned from his early encounter with his attachment figures eclipse his new behavior and experiences in other sectors, particularly romantic relationships. And the number 6 is how much does love really hurt? A meta-analysis of the association between romantic relationship, duality, breakup, and mental health outcomes in adolescent and young adults by Anca Mirsupaud and Jason Oliver. And then the purpose is to raise the question of gender differences regarding the association between romantic relationship and RRBS and depression. And the result is an overall model combining both relationship quality and breakup yielded a highly significant association between relationship measures and depression or self-harm. In conclusion, this article discusses about the connection between relationship variables and depression or self-harm was strong across nationalities and age. Thus, the importance of romantic relationship in mental health appears to be largely universal rather than culturally constrained. However, significant caution should be exercised when extrapolating findings to nation for or group not specifically represented in the included research. And the finding is the association between mental health outcomes and relationship severity is only modest in strength. Nonetheless, this association was statistically significant and should not be presumed inconsequential. And the number 7 is brand love, emotionality, and development of its element across the relationship life cycle by David A. Smith and Frank Huber. So the purpose of this article is to address the developmental path of brand love dimension throughout a relationship. The analysis shows that the emotional bond with a brand as represented by brand love and its subdimension do not follow a prototypical trajectory as assumed by traditional life cycle concepts. Instead of forming an inverse U-shape, resembling the respective dimensions show divergent paths rather resembling the development of their interpersonal correspondence. And then the result is some of the dimension of brand love, for example, passion-related behaviorism or partially positive effect and willingness to invest resources, so rather anomalous trends are going against a direct application of conceptualization of interpersonal love to a consumer brand domain. Particularly from a dynamic standpoint, still interpersonal love theorists argue that especially passionate love follows rather fluctuating path throughout a relationship. And then the finding is, as you can see, brand love is the most emotional charged connection that consumers with their brands. In terms of their interpersonal counterpart, it is assumed that consumer brand relationship evolve. And then number 8 is adolescent love and well-being. The role of dating relationship for psychological adjustment by C. Viejo and Ortega Ruiz and V. Sanchez. So the purpose of this article is for assess the association between romantic relationship experience and personal adjustment while controlling for age and gender, and to investigate the impact of teenage dating relationship quality on personal adjustment. And the result is dating status does not improve teenage self-esteem, but it does have a major effect on internalizing and externalizing behaviors, as well as sexist views. In terms of relationship quality, teenagers who had extremely excellent relationships reported greater level of psychological adjustment in terms of the factor examined. The findings are examined in terms of their value for good social development and their linkage the quality of romantic relationship during adolescence. And then the finding is the majority of the theoretical hypotheses generated around dating relationship and teenage will being empirically supported in this article. It includes the body of research on this topic, providing a detailed yet pioneering summary of the relevant and positive worth of the normative social connection for the teenagers involved. Nonetheless, the study's shortcomings should be noted, despite the fact that the measurement of the relationship between the variables was assessed throughout the study. It was not feasible to determine that the positive development reason was connected to the sentimental state. And let's go to the numbers, number 9. It's about implicit theories of relationship and self-expansion, implication for relationship functioning by Brad A. Mattingly, Kevin V. Century, C. Raymani, and Timothy J. Loving. So the purpose of this article is for investigates why does implicit assumption have an influence on relationship quality and maintenance. And the result is predicted that self-expansion would mediate the association between growth beliefs and relationship quality, satisfaction and commitment, but not for destiny beliefs. And the findings is propose that certain implicit can influence relationship functioning by increasing the likelihood that individuals experience changes to the self-concept as a result of their relationship. So finally, this is a number 10, which is the last article that I will review. So it's article about a labor of love, emotion work in intimate relationship by Rebecca M. Hort and Matthew D. Johnson. So the purpose of this article is to answer 3 main questions. 1. What are the longitudinal associations between male and female partners' emotion work provision and each partner's relationship satisfaction? And number 2, are there gender differences in association between emotion work provision and relationship satisfaction? And number 3, does autonomy moderate associations among these focal variables? So the result is, the bigger the disparity between one's sense of self, beliefs, and aspiration and emotion labor performed for a partner, the more destructive to one's personal and relational well-being. In short, there is no agreement in the literature about whether emotion work is beneficial or detrimental to relationship quality, especially over time, and little research has been conducted to investigate how intrapersonal characteristics may shape this association for men and women. And the finding is that an emotion work was developed from 6 item essays at 12.1 that measure emotional supportive behavior in intimate unions. Parasocial was utilized to generate 3 groupings of items based on conceptual similarity. Yep, guys, that's the end. Oh, no. The last one is the connection of those 10 articles. So overall, the 10 articles above that I have told you before discuss the relationship, love, and its relations with belief, romantic, behavioral, mental health, psychological adjustment for young adults. Yeah, that's that. Thank you guys. I hope you can enjoy this video and can learn anything. So this is my last video and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you don't mind. Last but not the least, I say bye-bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.